So you can hear me properly, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now you can see my screen. Okay. So today we are going to start endocrine system.
Ma'am, actually, excretory system only had completed renal system, na? Another three are left, I
Yes,
think.
I have told you that. Yes, I have told you that we are going to cover excretory systems of the only the main system, that is the renal system.
Okay. Okay, this
Okay,
much is sufficient for us.
and you know
Ma'am,
the respiratory system. You know the respiratory system well, right?
okay.
You know the digestive system well.
Okay, okay. Then no
So
need
those are
to.
all. Yes, those are the other things. Respiratory system is exhaling carbon dioxide and water. Digestive system is excreting stool, right?
Yes, yes, ma'am. Got it, ma'am.
Okay. Just a minute. Let me. Yes. So today we are going to start endocrine system. So endocrine system are consisting of endocrine glands. So endocrine glands make hormones and release them directly into the blood. So they can travel to tissues and organs all over the body. Okay. That is why they are known as endocrine. Means they are not including hormone carrying duct for releasing the hormones. Okay. So glands are of two types, obviously endocrine and exocrine. So what are exocrine glands? Exocrine glands secrete their products into body ducts, which carry the products into body cavities or the outer surface of the body. For example, sweat glands, lacrimal glands, salivary glands, digestive glands. These glands are exocrine glands, okay, which uh, produce their secretory products, and by some ducts they carry those products to the destination. For example, you have already learned about gallbladder, liver. Liver is the gland and producing bile juice, and through biliary duct it is storing, and after being stored in gallbladder through hepatopancreatic duct, it is releasing the juice into small intestine, right? So these exocrine glands are producing their juices, and they are releasing their juices to the destination through a duct. But in case of endocrine glands are ductless glands of the endocrine system that secrete their products, hormones, directly into the blood. For example, pineal gland, pituitary gland, thyroid gland, parathyroid gland. These are the examples of endocrine glands. So there are 8 endocrine glands. What are those? Mainly pituitary gland, this is known as the master gland, then pineal gland, thyroid gland, parathyroid gland, thymus gland, pancreas, adrenal glands, and gonads. Located them. At the topmost, pineal gland is located in midbrain, then pituitary, and thyroid and parathyroid at throat, thymus just below the sternum, sorry, just below the windpipe, pancreas. You already know about the location of pancreas. Here you can also see. Then adrenal glands located on the top of kidney, just like birthday cap of kidneys, and ovaries in case of female, and testicles in case of male. Okay. Now, what are the enzymes and what are the hormones? Difference between enzymes and hormones. No, otherwise. Oh, enzymes are always proteinaceous, but hormones may be proteinaceous or amine or steroids. Now, enzymes are macromolecules with high molecular weights, but hormones have low molecular weights. Enzymes are non-diffusible through cell membrane, but hormones are diffusible. Either act intersect intracellularly or carried by some duct to another site. Okay, so enzymes either act intercellularly, means within the cell, or they can be carried by some duct to another site. But hormones generally carried by bloods to a target organ. Means enzymes are something which are produced let's take an example. One enzyme is being produced inside the cell and it is working inside the cell only. It's not diffusible to the cell membrane. Okay. It's not like that one enzyme is produced outside the cell and it will enter through cell membrane and it will work inside the cell. It's not like that. It is not diffusible to through cell membrane. But what hormones are doing, they are always diffusible to cell membrane and they are produced by glands and they are mixed to bloodstream and uh, they can act inside the cell too. Okay. And yes, very, very, yes, either act intracellularly or carried by some duct to another site. But hormones generally carried by blood to a target organ. Now, enzymes always act as biocatalyst and increase the rate of metabolic physiological process. Okay, so enzymes are always biocatalyst, means they always speed up the metabolic process. They increase the rate of metabolic process. Okay, and on the other hand, hormones may be excitatory or inhibitory in their physiological action. So these are the main function of enzyme and hormone. What enzymes are doing, enzymes is speeding up the chemical reactions in our body. They are increasing the rate of chemical reactions in our body. But what hormones are doing, hormones act either in excitatory form, means either hormones will stimulate or either or hormones will pacify, means either it will be excitatory or it will be inhibitory. So next is this catalyze reversible these catalyze reversible reactions. Yeah.
Ma'am, can you explain again that what does it mean excitatory and inhibitory?
Okay. So let's take an example. Hormones are like either it will excite up you or it will pacify you. Means either mm, how could we take an example? Let's take for cortisol.
Ma'am, the adrenal gland excites us, no, ma'am, gives us that rush to do something, no, like that.
Yes, you are right, but all the hormones having this characteristic, either the hormone will excite up you or it will inhibit the process. Okay, means either it will yes, let's take an example for adrenal gland only. Let's assume that it is releasing cortisol, and you are getting excited for your exams coming soon. Okay, now you will study hard. That is, you are being excited. Okay, or let's take an example for pacifying. Hmm. Uh, So pituitary is regulating all other um, these glands, endocrine glands. So with the command of pituitary gland, other glands work. So let's, for example, pituitary gland commanded for to release. One day, let's understand that pituitary gland commanded to thyroid gland to release such hormone which will not increase the metabolic rate, which will decrease the metabolic rate. Okay, so this is inhibitory. The hormone is releasing, but it is decreasing something, it is pacifying something. That is inhibitory, it is inhibiting something. I hope you know the meaning of the word inhibition or inhibit.
Yes, yes,
Yes,
ma'am. Clear, ma'am.
the hormone is releasing for inhibiting something or any process. Once the hormone is releasing for making the process excitatory, means the process is being uh, carried up through fast, or the process is being carried up. And the next, another type of hormones may be inhibitory, means they are releasing to control the process. Okay. Sometimes hormones are speeding up the process, sometimes hormones are controlling the process. But extreme is always bad. And that is why, if any inhibitory hormone is being extreme, and it is pacifying any process too much, that may be also cause of disease. And an excitatory hormone is releasing too much, and it is exciting any process too much, that is also cause of disease. So we learn all these things in this endocrine system. Okay, is it clear?
Yes, ma'am. Clear.
Okay, so next is this catalyze is reversible, means enzymes work as catalyst, right? So they speed up the chemical reactions. So chemical reactions are reversible. Yes, they can be reversed, well. Like we also know that glucose is converted to glycogen and stored in liver, right? Glucose is the simplest form. Your body converted all the carbohydrates to glucose. Now again, the glucose is reversed in glycogen for storing purpose. Okay. So next is hormone controlled reactions are not reversible. So this is one difference. Hormone controlled reactions are not reversible. Once it has been done, it is fixed. Next is reaction rate increase with increase in their concentration up to a limit. Deficiency or excess of hormone causes metabolic disorders and diseases. Okay. So here is also difference, and it is a major difference. So what is the difference? In case of enzymes, reaction rate increase with increase in their concentration up to a limit. So there is a limit in enzyme. But if there is deficiency or excess of hormone, then it will cause metabolic disorder. If there is increase or decrease in concentration of chemicals, then it will either speed up the metabolic process, or it will slow down the metabolic process. So there is not a matter of concern too much. But if hormones are excess or deficient, then it will cause a disease. Okay. And enzymes act very quickly. But hormones are some quick acting, while some are slow acting with a lag period. Okay. So both types of hormones are present. Like you can understand by growth hormone and uh, dopamine, happy hormones. Happy hormones are quick acting. Happy hormone like dopamine, serotonin, they released in your brain, you will be happy quickly. But growth hormone, growth hormone is releasing through years and years, and it is acting on a body through years, and a child is growing through so many years. So with a lag period, such hormones are working with a lag period. Yes, they are taking a lot of time to act. Okay. Now, pituitary gland is the master gland of all the endocrine glands. So, at first, we will know about pituitary gland. The pituitary gland is attached to hypothalamus at the base of brain. A pea-shaped small structure, also called the master gland. Pituitary gland can be divided into the anterior pituitary and posterior pituitary. Now we can see here is the position of pituitary gland. Mm, yes. So when you will learn about nervous system, you will get a detailed structure of brain. Then you can understand this more. So what is this is a picture here about human brain. Okay. So mm, so this is the outer skull. You can understand the outer skull, and then in the inside the skull you can get the brain. This is the brain. The whole setup is the setup of brain, and this larger portion is known as cerebrum, and this is the small brain known as cerebellum, and this is the midbrain. Okay. Now here we came to know about pituitary gland. So pituitary gland, this is the part of back side, and this is the front side of our body. Okay, and this is the occipital lobe here. This is the occipital lobe here. This is cerebellum. Okay. Now you can understand that here pituitary is located. You can see pituitary gland is hanging from hypothalamus. Okay, this region is known as hypothalamus. So pituitary gland is hanging from hypothalamus, and you can see here there is a specialized structure in bone for pituitary, means there is a specialized gap in bone for pituitary, that is known as fossa. Such cavities in bone are known as fossa. Okay, so this is the pituitary gland you can see here. So this pituitary gland
Ma'am,
is hanging. Yes.
ma'am, correct me if I'm wrong. Is this the place where in Khechari Mudra we try to take the tongue? Am I getting it right,
No.
ma'am? Is it towards this direction? No, no. Okay.
Yeah, direction is that, but Khechri Mudra is not to pituitary gland. Khechri Mudra is reached in the inside of our. It's not pituitary gland exactly,
Okay,
but
ma'am. Okay.
if yes. So yeah, you tried to connect well.
Yes, ma'am.
It's not
Yes.
exactly same. So yes, so pituitary gland is hanging from hypothalamus, and it has two parts, anterior and posterior. Okay, anterior pituitary produces some hormones, and posterior pituitary do not produce any hormone.
Ma'am, your
Produce.
voice is breaking.
My voice is breaking, but why? Is it okay now?
Yes.
Okay. So, primarily, it has been told that pituitary gland is the controlling all the um, endocrine glands. But now the concept came that pituitary is not master gland. Pituitary is also controlled by hypothalamus. So it's not the master gland. Hypothalamus is the main controller. So
No, madam. According to NCRT and all, hypothalamus is the master of master gland, and pituitary is the master gland.
I cannot get you. Can you please repeat?
Master of master gland is hypothalamus, and pituitary gland is master gland, madam.
Okay, master of master gland. This is a new concept. I
Yes,
didn't knew it.
yes, madam. Yes, madam.
Okay. So maybe this is. So yes, pituitary is controlling all other glands, but is controlling the pituitary. So the concept earlier was there was no controller of pituitary, and um, pituitary is the controller of or pituitary is the king of system. But it's not like that. Hypothalamus is controlling pituitary. That is why now hypothalamus is the king. Now let us discuss about anterior pituitary. So anterior pituitary produces 6 hormones, and these are very important hormones. You need to know this. It has secretes 7 major hormones. First of all, growth hormone. Next is thyroid stimulating hormone. Then adrenocorticotropic hormone, follicle stimulating hormone, luteinizing hormone, prolactin hormone, prolactin or lactotropic hormone. These both are the same with different names. And yes, 7 hormones. Melanocyte stimulating hormone. Now, posterior pituitary stores these 2 hormones, antidiuretic hormone and oxytocin. Antidiuretic hormone is also known as vasopressin. So you can remember 2 hormones of pituitary, posterior pituitary by oxytocin and vasopressin. Now these 2 hormones are produced by hypothalamus, not the pituitary. And these 2 hormones are stored in posterior pituitary. Okay. Now we will know about anterior pituitary hormones. First of all, growth hormone, essential for growth of bones, muscles, and other organs. Growth of whole body, right? And then thyroid stimulating hormone, essential for the growth of thyroid gland, which controls the secretions and other activities of thyroid gland. Okay, now you can understand pituitary is producing thyroid stimulating hormone, which is going to stimulate the thyroid gland, right? It's not doing the or it is not releasing the thyroid hormones, but what it is doing, it is activating the thyroid gland to produce thyroid hormones. Thyroid hormones will be produced by thyroid gland only. Those are T3 and T4. But those T3 and T4 can be produced when there is a command from pituitary, that is thyroid stimulating hormone. So this is the work of pituitary. I hope you get it. Now next is adrenocorticotropin hormone, essential for growth and secretion of adrenal gland. Now again, pituitary is releasing adrenocorticotropic hormone. It is working on adrenal gland. Adrenal gland will do its work by its own, but it needs to be stimulated. It needs to be nourished, and that work is done by pituitary. Now, follicle stimulating hormone. It is a gonadotropic hormone. It is a gonadotropic hormone. It stimulates the growth ovarian follicles in the female and production of sperm in male. Okay, so follicle stimulating hormone is a gonadotropic hormone which stimulates growth of ovarian follicles in female and production of sperm in male. So eggs and sperms will be produced by ovaries and testicles only. But ovaries and testicles are being stimulated by follicle stimulating hormone. Next is luteinizing hormone. It is a gonadotropic hormone stimulating the development of corpus luteum in the female ovarian follicles and production of testosterone in male. Okay, so luteinizing hormone is doing means stimulating the development of corpus lutein in female and production of testosterone means testosterone again another hormone will be produced by uh, male. Yeah, testosterone is produced by, yes, male genital organs, but it will be stimulated by luteinizing hormone. Next is prolactin or lactotropic hormone that stimulates the production and growth of mammary gland and milk production during pregnancy. Okay, so prolactin hormone will only release during pregnancy. So it will stimulate the development and growth of mammary glands and milk production during pregnancy. Next is, yes, any question? Is any question?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
Ma'am, corpus luteum in the female means what is that? That
Okay. We
luteinizing
will.
happens.
Yes, it is part of reproductive system. Just know that for now. Okay, it's part of female reproductive system. We will learn all this.
Okay,
So
ma'am.
female reproductive system is also being stimulated by these hormones. What are these? Luteinizing hormone, follicle stimulating hormone, and they are doing their work. Next is melanocyte stimulating hormone. Regulates. So what this hormone do? This hormone regulates skin pigmentation and promotes deposit of melanin in skin after exposure to sunlight. Okay. So this is another kind of hormone. What is this? Melanocyte hormone. Melanocyte stimulating hormone. So melanocyte will be produced by skin, but melanocyte stimulating hormone is produced by pituitary. So regulates skin pigmentation. Sorry, melanocyte is not produced by skin. I think I'm confusing. I need to know the exact. Or you people can also search where the melanocyte is all. Sorry, melanin is produced. I'm not getting exactly. So melanocyte stimulating hormone is produced by pituitary for production of melanin, and when we get exposure to sunlight, we get a tanning, right? So that tanning is produced by melanins because melanins are deposited in the skin when we have a exposure to sunlight. Next are posterior pituitary. Posterior pituitary having two hormones, antidiuretic hormone or vasopressin and oxytocin. So, what vasopressin do? Controlling body's water balancing mechanism, stimulates the reabsorption of water by renal tubules. Okay, so our body water mechanism is regulated by vasopressin, and this happens in case of this get uh, imbalanced in case of so many diseases like diabetes mellitus. So what does antidiuretic hormone do? It manages the water balance in body, but when the hormone is less, so means the production of antidiuretic hormone is less, then it will not reabsorb the water from body. Okay, means what is the second function here? Stimulates the reabsorption of water by renal tubules. So if antidiuretic hormone, you can understand by its name only. Antidiuretic hormone means it will reabsorb the water from renal system and make the or maintain the water balance in the body. Otherwise, all the water will be drained through urine. And what happens in diabetes mellitus? This hormone is produced less, so this reabsorption mechanism becomes weak. So because of less production of antidiuretic hormone, this reabsorption production is weak. That is why urine is produced more, and people are suffering from diabetes suffer from polyuria. Right? We have already studied about this terminology: polyuria, oliguria, hematuria. So, what is polyuria? People are suffering from passing of urine so many times in a day, frequently uh, urge of passing urine. So, when there is reabsorption is not taking place, then polyuria is taking place. Means water is drained out from body without reabsorption. So for that reason, in medical science, antidiuretic hormone, for stimulating antidiuretic hormone, antidiuretics are given to the patient. You will come to get so many times about this terminology that antidiuretic has been given to the patient. Okay. So this is the mechanism of antidiuretic hormone. It mainly controls the body water balancing mechanism. Next is oxytocin. Oxytocin controls uterine contraction during delivery. It also stimulates the mammary glands to release milk. Okay. So what does oxytocin do? It contracts the uterus during delivery, means during childbirth. So females uterus need to be contracted during childbirth, right? Otherwise, child will not come out of the uterus. So contraction is necessary for the delivery of the child. So that uterine wall contraction is done by this oxytocin hormone. And what is the next function? It also stimulates the mammary gland to release milk. Okay. So when the milk should be released, that mechanism is maintained by oxytocin. So these are the hormones of pituitary gland. Okay. And these two hormones, oxytocin and vasopressin, these are not produced by pituitary, they are stored by posterior pituitary and they are produced in hypothalamus. Okay. Next is pineal gland. The pineal gland is a small pea-shaped structure. Now here in this brain, in this picture, you can see well where it is located. It is marked well and it is leveled well, that where the pineal gland is located and what is the shape and how many play or how much place it is taking in the whole brain. It is very small. It is P-shaped gland. So located dorsal side of the midbrain and also known as third eye or hormone of darkness. Okay, so this pineal gland means it is said that grossly that Agya Chakra is located here in this surrounding pineal gland. So it is very gross concept. We cannot say that this is exactly what, but yes, we can correlate with the location that this is the third eye center. Susumna Nadi is intersecting here, but we cannot comment exactly because the chakra and nadi and all these are very very subtle. They cannot be compared with our gross body. Not at all, they cannot be compared with our gross body, but we can try to correlate for our understanding. Yes. So here in this picture, you can see the location and structure. Now, melatonin hormone, yes, here, function of melatonin hormone. Promotes sleepiness, means melatonin hormone, yes, produced by pineal gland. Now we get the answer. Melatonin hormone is produced by pineal gland. And what are the functions of melatonin? Promote sleepiness, help regulate, help biological clock. Yes, this is very important. Body's biological clock. Our body's biological clock is, in general, it is like when the sun is about to rise, we get a wake up call from our body, and when the sun is getting set, then we get a lack, we feel a lack of energy in our body, and we feel sleepy. But what we are doing nowadays, we are reversing our, or we are manipulating our natural clock, and that is affecting our body so much. This is a huge matter of discussion. Hours and days can go with this discussion, with this scientific discussion. So we have to get out from that. So what mainly is
Ma'am,
opinion?
what did you say, ma'am? Your voice broke before you said this is a point for discussion. What did you say exactly?
Okay. Now is it clear? My voice?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So what we are discussing about that biological clock, body's biological clock is being regulated by melatonin hormone. Okay. Means just a minute. I'm coming. Yes. So body's biological clock is maintained by melatonin hormone. But means yes, how it is regulated naturally when the sun is about to rise, then our body gets a wake up call. But when the sun is about to set, means after setting the sun, we feel lack of energy in our body and we feel sleepy. This is the natural biological clock of our body. But what we are doing nowadays, we are manipulating our biological clock, and we are making awake ourselves throughout night, and we are manipulating thus our natural biological clock. And thus, when we are manipulating our naturality, then it causes so much of diseases and so much of deformity in our body. So this is what a matter of huge discussion. But we have to come out from that because we have to complete our syllabus. So this pineal gland is releasing melatonin, and melatonin regulates our body's biological clock. Means when should we wake up, and when should we go for sleep, or we feel sleepy in a particular time in a day, right? It is a matter of practice also. Means the time you are habituated with, means if you are habituated with 9 p.m. sleeping, then you will feel sleepy around 9 p.m. But if you are habituated with 11 p.m. sleeping, you will feel sleepy during 11 p.m. every day. And if you are night owl, you are sleeping every day at 1 p.m., then you will feel sleepy during 1 p.m., which is not good for health. So, we are manipulating our natural biological clock. That is not good for our health. That is what I was talking. Next is inhibition of growth of the sex organ before puberty. Okay, so this is a very important concept, that is pineal gland producing melatonin. And what this melatonin is doing, it is promoting sleepiness, it is regulating body's biological clock. And what do it do? Inhibits the growth of sex hormones or sex organs before puberty, possibly by preventing synthesis or release of gonadotropins. Okay, so now what it is doing, it is inhibiting growth of sex organs before puberty. So during puberty only the sex hormones, or sorry, sex organs are being developed. But it could be developed before. Why didn't they develop? Because this pineal gland produces melatonin, and melatonin is inhibiting the growth of sex organs before puberty. Okay, next is thyroid gland. So thyroid gland is the largest endocrine gland. Now please don't get confused that liver is the largest gland, but thyroid is the largest endocrine gland. Okay, so don't get confused in these two concepts. Liver is the largest gland in the body over all the glands, but thyroid, in case of endocrine gland, it is the largest. Now, thyroid gland is situated in the neck in front of the larynx. Okay, in front of larynx, thyroid gland is situated, and it resembles a butterfly shape. Here in this picture, you can see thyroid gland, and it is resembling a butterfly shape, like two wings in two sides, left and right, consisting of two lobes. The lobes are joined by a narrow isthmus lying in the front of trachea. Okay, let me take the pencil once. Yes, so here you can see this is the thyroid gland. So you can see, you can tell also that this is a H-shaped gland. It is shape of H in English alphabet. So there are two lobes. This is right and this is left lobe. And these two lobes are joined together by this bridge known as isthmus. Okay, this portion is known as isthmus, and these are two lobes of thyroid gland, right and left. Okay, now what are the hormones produced by thyroid gland? Tetra, sorry, thyroxine or tetraiodothyronine. Shortly, T4 hormone, thyroxine or tetraiodothyronine. Tetra means 4 and tri means 3. So T3 and T4, triiodothyronine and tetraiodothyronine. And this tetra once is also known as thyroxine. So these two hormones are produced by thyroid gland, T3 and T4, tetraiodothyronine and triiodothyronine. Okay. So iodine is essential for the formation of thyroid hormones. Most T4 is connected to T3 inside target cells. Okay. So that is why iodine namak advertisement is given so much that if T3 and T4 is not produced by thyroid gland in sufficient way, then it will cause thyroid diseases, thyroid related diseases. So many diseases are there uh, due to inadequate production of thyroid hormones. So many diseases can be produced. That is why government is advertising so much for iodine namak, salt with iodine, which will balance the thyroid production in our body. Okay. So what are the functions? They regulate body's heat production, regulating metabolism of carbohydrates, proteins, and fat, influences physical and mental growth, regulates body's metabolic process. So the whole body metabolic process is regulated by thyroid hormones only. Okay. And what are the other functions? Heat production, regulating metabolism of macronutrients, influences physical and mental growth, and all the metabolic processes. Next hormone of thyroid gland is calcitonin. And what are the functions of calcitonin? Secretion is regulated by blood calcium levels. Okay, so whether the calcitonin should be secreted or it should not be secreted, that is decided by the body through blood calcium level. If the calcium level in blood is so high, then it will inhibit the secretion of calcitonin hormone. Means if the calcium level in blood plasma or blood serum, blood plasma, if the calcium level in blood plasma is so high, then the blood will send information to brain that please inhibit the production of calcitonin. Pituitary gland will inhibit the production. Pituitary gland will send message to thyroid gland that please inhibit the production of calcitonin, or vice versa. So it is regulated by blood calcium level. Next is release of calcitonin is stimulated by increased blood calcium level. Okay, what it is saying, release of calcitonin is stimulated by increased blood calcium level, means calcitonin hormone is actually inhibiting the secretion. So calcitonin lowers blood calcium, bone cells promoting their storage of calcium, means calcium is released from bones only. Okay, calcium in blood are released from bones, because bones are the rich source of calcium in body. Okay. Next is kidney tubules inhibiting the reabsorption of calcium. Means when the calcium level in blood is high, then kidney tubules will refuse to reabsorb, because already in the blood calcium level is high. Okay, so I think we should stop now. It's 8:15. Okay, so any question? You want to?
Um,
Okay. So any confusing, any doubt?
Not it, ma'am. Ma'am, actually, we are not getting slides in the drive. But I
Why
prepare
I
note
have
by seeing the.
I have sent all the slides, and I slides regularly.
I think
But
No, ma'am, it is.
So
now it is uploaded. I think after the class it got uploaded. It will be good if it is uploaded on the times so that we can revise on the same day.
okay, I will tell that person, Ravi sir. Okay,
Actually, I feel
don't worry,
good
it will
if
be
you
up.
could send PDF, ma'am. I don't know what others opine, but sending the PDF in the group was also helpful, ma'am. What do you, Sarika and Lipalika say?
Yes, madam. Yes, madam.
Yeah, I can understand that if it is shared in the group, is it is always helpful, because for opening in the drive you need network connection. I can understand it totally, and your point is totally justified. But
Thank
what Rahul Bhaiya says, we have to do the same, because I
you. Ma'am,
think
maybe
the
you can
matter.
Okay,
upload
madam.
in
You
the.
can send, but we have. You can share us for separately. We can share that also.
Yes, I'm not getting you.
You can share to Rahul sir that for a drive, and you can send for us also that PDF in form, and we can share in our
No,
separate group.
it should not be shared in the group. That is the instruction. Otherwise, what is the problem for me to share in the group? It's easy for me too. I have to
Ma'am,
find Ravi's. Yes.
ma'am, if you share it to me, one of us, like, we will share amongst ourselves, ma'am. That also will be
Personally, you
helpful.
send, madam.
Okay, I'll talk to Rahul sir once again that this is not means if I will share you with personally, then it will not reach to all the students who are requiring. It will reach to few of you only. So, but if I share in the group, that will be more beneficial. But the thing is, the instruction is not like that.
No, madam. We
and
have separate group also. We can share in that.
and what you can do, that when you are opening the notes in drive, save the note offline, so you can read offline when you are not using your network connection. In that case also, you can open your drive and read those notes.
It is
So
not allowing, ma'am. Those features are not there, ma'am. That is the problem. It is
no,
not
no, no.
allowing us to download.
Some of PDF are allowing to download, but not all the PDF. Only few PDF I think it was downloaded, but not all PDF they are getting. They are not allowed to us for downloading.
Okay, so this is the problem. Why don't you talk with Rahul? Says this is a serious problem,
Yes,
because
madam.
after all,
Not PDF
after
is
all,
fine.
yes.
Now we are not getting any PDF in time only. I'm not getting. Have
I can understand. This is a very serious issue, because after all, we are here to study only, not for any other issues. If the people or if the needy persons are not getting the materials in time, then what is the purpose of running this type of organization? We are here for making the things easy. I can understand you. Either you can talk to Rahul Bhaiya or I will talk to him. This is a serious matter. We are here for making the things more easy. And if the things are getting difficult, then what is the purpose?
Actually, those who suggested that idea, I don't know whether they are using it or not,
No, no,
ma'am.
no.
But the regular
Because
ones to whom we were attending, we are finding it a problem, ma'am.
okay, yeah, there was some problem. That is why this decision has been taken.
I
Okay,
think the
so
problem is with sharing with everyone. Whoever is not there also, I mean, simply notes are getting shared. I think that's why he put it as only read only. Only whoever is having access can read it. But then it has to be on time because when we finish the excretory system only, we are seeing the notes now, not during the class. So that is not useful for us at the end of the class getting. It should be at the beginning, right? Then only we can read it during the class.
yes, you're totally
Yes,
justified.
what Sarika ma'am said, it's really, I agreed to her. Means this is very, very required to us.
Okay, I'll talk to him. Don't worry.
Thank you,
Okay.
ma'am. Thank you for understanding us.
Yeah, I can understand this totally because when we were in BSc and our teachers are uploading PDFs and uploading material in Google Classroom, and that Google Classroom need network connection, and I don't have always the net connection same. And whenever I need to read, I can't read. So I can understand the problem totally. Network connection should not be a barrier in case of reading. So I can get you. I will talk to him. Don't worry. So I think now we should bind up the class with ending prayer. Sit comfortably, close your eyes, upright your spine. Take a deep and long breath. Exhale all the negativity, all the discussions regarding current addictions. Release all the toxins of your body. Now inhale deep and long. Inhale the positivity. Inhale the enthusiasm. Inhale the vital energy from cosmos, releasing on the holy day of Shivratri. Get enthusiastic. Get energetic in this day of Shivratri and put up your hands together in front of your chest and repeat the prayer with me. सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामय सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत् ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः. Now rub your palms. Put those palms on your facial muscles. Feel the warmth. Feel the energy. And open your eyes with a smile for the day. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.